get started. I'm sure there might be some other people jumping on, but I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is Meredith Tucker, and I am a trainer with LuLaRoe, and I am also what they consider a coach in Q, which basically means that I have 3 girls on my team that are currently trainers or trainers in Q. And what that basically means is a trainer has 10 people on their team. So our team is growing like crazy. I started this business the day after Thanksgiving. My inventory literally showed up at my house the day after Thanksgiving. I was out of town, so I didn't get a chance to really go through it until I got home that Monday. And my mom and I hit the ground running. We do this business together. I do a lot of the internet and the social media, and she does a lot of the outfits and kind of the party planning and different things like that. So we're really excited that you guys are here tonight and that you want to learn more about the LuLaRoe opportunity. And one thing I want to tell you about this call is we're going to go over some of the kind of frequently asked questions. I also have my co-host tonight, Miss Eva Cooper, and her daughter, Kylie. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of run through some frequently asked questions, and then I'm going to flip it over to Nina and her daughter, and they're going to talk about some of the social media aspects. They're going to introduce themselves. And what I love about this call tonight is we have 2 different dynamics. Nina has just started her business, and she's going to tell you a little bit about that. And I've been doing this since November. In case y'all can't see, my husband dressed the mannequin. So we would not have a naked mannequin. So now the mannequin has a cute outfit. Thank you, honey. Because how dare we do an opportunity call with a naked mannequin, right? Not cool. So we're really, really excited that you guys are here and that you want to know more about this opportunity. So the first question is that I always get asked is, why? Why do you do this business? So I'm going to tell you briefly my why. I had a very well-to-do corporate job, and I loved LuLaRoe. I kind of got obsessed with it by my sponsor, and I was kind of bought into the kind of just insanity of it, and you know the ability to get something unique because there's such limited patterns. I would go to her house and I would want something that somebody else had, and it was hard for me to get it because they already had it and there wasn't another one, and I was really kind of driven to that. So I always tell people I spent a lot of money to be the very first person to open a box, and that is absolutely true. I didn't need the money. I didn't have any time to do anything else. I had a 1-year-old daughter. I had a full-time job. I was married. I had a household to take care of. So I was busy, very, very busy. But I was really excited about the LuLaRoe opportunity, and I put out a lot of money to be able to be the first person to open the box. And if you would have told me then that I would be where I am right now, I would have laughed in your face. I loved my job. Like I said, I had a well-paying job, and I would have never in a million years thought I would have left that job. And in June of this year, or maybe June, I left that corporate job, and I now do LuLaRoe full-time and support my family. My daughter, I get to stay home with her and spend more time with her, and I still get to make as much money and more than I was making at that corporate job, working probably 60 hours a week, and really not having control of my time. And so now I have control of my time. I have some freedom. I have some financial freedom that I haven't ever had before. So it's just really an amazing opportunity. So my why has now turned into empowering other women. It seriously brings joy to my soul to watch other women be successful in this business because I was able to have that level of success. And so I think a lot of other women can too. So at this point, we've got over 60 people on our team, and we are growing. So I'm really excited that all of you guys are here tonight so that we can share more about this opportunity. So I would say the second most common question I get asked is, how do you get started? And basically how you get started with LuLaRoe is, first off, I want to talk about your sponsor. And at this point in the game, your sponsor will most likely be the person who invited you to participate in this call. So we want to make sure that you have a connection with your sponsor, that your sponsor is somebody that you can trust, and somebody that you can look up to really help you with this business and help this business be successful for you. Because the last thing we want you to do is sign up with somebody who doesn't care about your success. And I can promise you that every single person that invited you to this call cares about your success, or they wouldn't have invited you to be a part of this call. Because this is a really important call to be able to know everything you need to know before you get started. So I have all the confidence in the world that whoever invited you to this call is going to be a fantastic sponsor for you. But I want to make sure that you know that in your heart as well, because that's going to be very, very important for your success with LuLaRoe. So once you get hooked up with that sponsor and you get connected with your sponsor, they're going to send you some paperwork. There's going to be an online link to complete, and then there's going to be some contracts that you need to sign. They're not life or death, give your firstborn child kind of contracts. They're pretty simple. They're standard direct sales type contracts. And you will then be what we call put in the queue. And that's what LuLaRoe refers to as kind of the waiting period. Right now, we are in a position where we have a lot of people that want to be a part of LuLaRoe. When I first started back in November, there was about 3,000 consultants. And at this point, including the people in the queue currently, there's about 30,000 consultants. Now, some of you might say, holy moly, that's a lot of consultants. Guys, guess what? Mary Kay has like 2.5 million consultants. So LuLaRoe is just getting started. And if you're looking for a powerful opportunity where you can make an impact and you can make a difference, it's on the ground floor of a direct sales company like LuLaRoe. So once you get in the queue, that's when you're going to take that time to learn everything you ever needed to know about LuLaRoe. We have a consultant page that you can be a part of. And, we give you a lot of information, and we share trainings. We do local trainings. There's local trainings all over the country. So if you are not in the Tampa Bay area, don't feel bad because there's trainings happening all over the United States that you can be a part of as part of our team. Once you're in the queue, your sponsor is going to help you with a lot of the learning that comes along with starting a new LuLaRoe business. And hold on, I'm just going to mute a couple people real quick. They are going to help you with the knowledge and the things that you need to do to get started in this business. So they're going to provide you with the direction and the things that you need to do to make your business successful. Right now, the queue wait time is about 6 weeks. So if you fill out your paperwork tonight with your sponsor, in about 6 weeks, you will get a phone call from LuLaRoe, and that will be to place your first inventory order. Now, your first inventory order is going to cost you about $5,000 to $6,000. Now, I know a lot of people go, holy moly, that's a lot of money. Well, guess what? Anything that is worthwhile is going to cost you a little bit of money to get a part of. There's a lot of ways that you can get that money. Some people have it in their checking account or their savings account. Some people borrow it from somebody. Some people put it on a credit card. If you're like me, I took out a high interest loan back in November to pay the initial startup cost, and I paid that off within 3 months. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit and how I did that. And it's something you absolutely can do with LuLaRoe. So when you make that initial investment of $5,000 to $6,000, you're getting $13,000 to $15,000 worth of retail inventory to start your business. So you're not paying fees to the company. You're not a part of, some scheme. You're literally owning the inventory, and you can see some of it that didn't make it to the party tonight behind me. The rest of it's in my car. But I own that inventory. It's mine. It's my responsibility. I've paid the wholesale price for it, and I get to turn around and sell it at retail. So guess what that means? As soon as I sell a piece of clothing, I have money in my pocket because I'm selling that clothing at retail, and it's putting money in my pocket immediately. The initial package is a set package. And the reason why it's a set package is because when that inventory arrives at your door, you're ready to rock and roll. You don't need anything else but that box of clothes to start your business. Now, we do recommend, hangers and racks and different things like that. And you can work with your sponsor to talk about the space that you have at your home or wherever you're going to be housing your inventory. And if racks and hangers aren't feasible for you, if you don't have room for that, that's okay. There's a lot of people that operate out of Rubbermaid bins and they keep all the clothes folded. So you don't have to have it hung up and displayed and all that kind of stuff. But that initial package allows you to be ready to rock and roll. You're going to have sizes from extra, extra small up to 3XL. So you're going to be fully prepared to rock your business from the very first day. Now, going forward, you no longer have to order in set packages. All future orders, you can order whatever you want to as long as it's a minimum of 33 pieces. So you can order 33 pairs of leggings. You can order 2 small Amelias and 1 large Nicole and whatever else you want to equal 33 pieces. So the only order that is set up for you is that initial order. Any future orders, you are able to order whatever you would like. And so if you're not selling any 3XL, then you don't have to order any more 3XL. You can order what you're actually selling to replenish your inventory. The probably third most important question I get asked is, how am I going to pay off this investment? How long is it going to take me? What do I need to do? What I can tell you is, just like I mentioned, I paid off my initial investment in about 3 months. It was, I believe, like 5 days shy of 3 months, and I'm kind of proud of that because that was my goal. But we also highly recommend that if you have the opportunity, that you reinvest all of your money into your business for the first 90 days. Again, I'm speaking not necessarily from my personal experience, but from the experience of people on my team. I personally had to pay myself back quickly. I had a high interest rate loan, and I did not have time to mess around with paying that loan back. But if you have the money, or you're borrowing it from somebody and it's not an urgency to pay it back, we do recommend that you reinvest that money back into your business. We understand, though, that that's not the option for everybody. So what I personally did is a 50-50 split. And I took, so if I sold an Amelia dress for $65, I took half of that money and paid myself back. And I took the other half of the money and reinvested in my business. Again, I was in a position that I had a full-time job, so I didn't necessarily have to have money in my pocket immediately. So I paid back my loan and bought more inventory. So there's a lot of different ways you can work that out depending on what your situation. And that's, again, when that trust level that you have with your sponsor comes into play, because they can help you with figuring out what's best for you and how you manage that initial inventory. One of the things I love about LuLaRoe, kind of going along those lines, is we are not a catalog company. So people don't get to look at something and say, oh yeah, I love that shirt. Can you order me a black one? It doesn't work like that. LuLaRoe makes approximately 400 designs a day. So they come up with 400 new prints a day. Some of them they keep, some of them they don't, and some of them they put into production. Once they go into production, they make approximately 3,000 garments in that pattern, and then they never touch it again. So if there's something on my rack today that you love, you better buy it, because you're not going to see it again. That whole what you don't buy will haunt you is so true in LuLaRoe. You will fall asleep tomorrow dreaming about it, and you'll wake up wanting it, and it's gone. And that definitely happens. So when you place orders with the company, you get to choose the size and the style, but not the print. So you know what that means? Every time you get a shipment is like Christmas morning, friends. You get that box at your front door, and I'm telling you, the first thing I want to do is rip that sucker open and see what's in there, see what prints are in there, see especially what's in my size, and see all the goodies that I get to share with everybody who's my customer. So it's a really, really awesome opportunity to be able to get stuff in the box. I also get asked often, what if you get a bunch of ugly stuff? Well, guess what? There's going to be some things that you think are ugly, but there's probably 3 other people on this phone call that think that it's amazing. And if they only let you order what you thought was amazing, you've eliminated half of your customer base, because not everybody loves what you love. People love stuff that you don't love. And I am not kidding you when I get my box and I say, this is the most hideous thing. Nobody's ever going to buy it. It's like the first thing that sells. Somebody loves that piece. So that is a huge opportunity for you to be able to get a full variety of inventory that you can share with your customers. A lot of people ask me how many people are under me. Like I mentioned, I've got about 60 people on our team right now. They're not all directly sponsored by me, but I have people on my team who have people on their team who have people on their team. So we are growing in all different directions. And if you decide to be a LuLaRoe consultant, you don't have to recruit people on your team. You're going to make money just by selling the clothes. But I was one of those that said I didn't want to have a team. But guess what? You make money by having people on your team. There's a great compensation plan that comes along with it. And those bonus checks are great supplemental income. So again, something your sponsor can talk to you about. Make sure you understand that program, and that you understand how that works and how you can make money in that way. A lot of people ask me, what's my sales cycle? How much did I actually sell? And in the first 3 months of this business, I personally sold over $35,000 in inventory in the first 3 months. Guys, I worked really, really hard. And remember, I had a full-time job and I had a 1-year-old. So I would work all day. I would come home. I would tend to my baby. And then I would probably stay up till about midnight working my business. I am not a total night owl, so staying up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning was not an option. But if that's a way you want to work your business, you can absolutely do it. It's all a matter of how bad you want it. And in the very beginning, I was just kind of like, I just want the free clothes. But when I really realized this was a lucrative business, I really started working it. And now I'm able to be flexible with my schedule. So that hard work that I put in the beginning, it has really paid off at this point, because now I have some flexibility and some financial freedom that I didn't have before then. Another question I get asked very, very often is, how long will this last? Is it a fad? Is it going to be around forever? And so that's a very popular question. I will tell you that our designer for LuLaRoe is legit. He is on point. His name is Patrick, and he is amazing. I've actually met him twice. I've been a part of a lot of conference calls that he's been a part of, and he is awesome. The reason why I tell you that is because I have a lot of confidence in him and the company, that they're going to continue to stay ahead of the curve. For those of you, I'm assuming all of you are LuLaRoe addicts, so you're familiar with our brand new Carly dress. I was a little skeptical at first, but I tell you, I cannot take that thing off. I live in the Carly dress. It is the best thing ever. And I have heard, I promise on my soul, I don't know what it is, but I have heard that the next LuLaRoe piece that's going to come out in October is a game changer. And I would die to know what it is, but I honestly have no idea. But they are staying ahead of the curve, and there are some new things coming all the time. So I have a lot of confidence that it will last forever. And the owner of the company, Deanne, one of the things she says when she gets asked that question is, she says, well, will people always wear clothes? The answer is yes. Unless they live at a nudist colony, and I'm pretty sure our entire country is not going to turn into a nudist colony, because that would just be weird. We are going to be in business. We're going to continue to come out with new styles. Maybe crazy print leggings are a fad and a trend right now that everybody's on board. And we might not sell crazy print leggings forever, but we will be selling clothes forever. And I truly believe that. So we are keeping up with trends and fashion, and we are making sure that we are ahead of the curve. So a lot of great things going on. I'm just trying to look at my notes here. One of the things I wanted to hit on was partnerships. A lot of people ask about partnerships. And there's a few different ways to do it. I personally have kind of a pseudo partnership with my mom, but the way her and I do it is I am the consultant, I made the investment, and I basically just pay her by the hour for helping me. It's great for our business because we get to work together. You know, she's in a position where she likes to get out and we just work what works for our schedule. And so that's how we work it. If you are working on a true partnership, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can both sign the contract as co-applicants. The issue that you're going to run into with that option is that at some point, if you decide you want to split, you are unable to split your team. So your team will always stay under the primary applicant. So if you are signing up with somebody, let's say a friend or a sister, and this business becomes extremely successful and you decide that you want to split from each other, the first applicant is the one that's going to keep the team. So that can get a little hairy because that's where the bonus checks are involved. So if a partnership is something you're considering, there's a way that I suggest doing it that is going to be the best for both of you. And that is that you split the initial investment, that you decide which one of you want to put the application under, and that person is the applicant. And then the second person is still going to be a part of the business as a co-applicant. But when it comes time to split, the co-applicant could just join under the applicant. And I know you're thinking, well, we're just always going to run our business together. We won't ever want to split. But I just want you to consider that splitting in the future could be an option. And I want to make sure that you're prepared for that. So if you have additional questions about partnerships, please let me know or let your potential sponsor know, because we want to make sure to answer those questions specific to your situation. But it's just something that you want to think about, because when it comes time to building a team, that could become an issue. So with that being said, I want to turn it over to Nina. Let me see. I think I'm going to unmute you, Nina. And I want to turn it over to Nina to talk a little bit about how you build your business, how you build a following, what kind of things you can do to really build your business. So I let her introduce herself and then tell a little bit about that.
Thank you so much, Meredith. Tons and tons of great information there. I've got already a page full of notes. I know there's always the frequently asked questions, but it's great to have them completely listed out. So I love that. So my name is Nina Cooper, and this is my amazing daughter, Kylie. We have come into a partnership into this. Obviously, I am the applicant, and in a couple of years when she's ready, then she will be able to join under me. But she has been an amazing help. She's picking all of this up just like, it's so funny. I had a friend call me today and they're like, is that really Kylie? Like, she is on point, and she really is. She's got it together. So she's picking up my vibes real well. I have been in direct sales and the network marketing industry for almost 6 years. So I do have experience on building a team, training, Facebook, social media, and all of that, everything that it takes to do that successfully. I have learned through experiences, and I've definitely failed and succeeded on both ends. So I know what not to do, and now I know what exactly to do. So that's why I'm so excited about doing something new with LuLaRoe. Right now, social media is where it's at. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, Twitter, whatever your niche is with social media is where you need to focus on. And if you don't have any social media experiences, then we can, show you the way in that. Facebook is my niche. That's where I like to be. And I like the Facebook groups. I'm probably in like 580 groups. I make friends in groups constantly. And that is how I've always, not always, but in the last 2 years, that's how I've grown relationships, my friends list, business partnerships, sales, customers, everything. I get them through Facebook. And I don't want you to think because I do that, that's what you need to do. What we will show you and train you to do is how to build those relationships, what to do, how to conversate with people online. A lot of people don't get that or think that, just making a post is good enough, but it's really all about those likes and comments. And I heard it best last year from another social media guru who said a like is like a hug, but a comment is like, or a like is like a high five and a comment is like a hug. So when you're communicating with people on social media, then you really want to know the difference, and go take that extra 10 seconds to just really reach out. I've had a lot of people comment lately about how awesome Kylie and I are doing about communicating with people, but that's what I've always known to do. So if you're not communicating with the people in your life or in your social media, then we're gonna help you change that. Another thing about these clothes, I've had a lot of people ask me the same thing, like, how do you know that all of the pieces that you get are going to sell? Well, these clothes sell themselves. I got to tell you, in the beginning, I was a little nervous because I've done another business for so long, and it's like it's not even close to being the same type of, like, just a completely different product in itself. And so I was nervous about doing something different, or it just wasn't my comfort zone, I guess. But I totally just got past that. We have one day with Meredith, we tried on some clothes, and it was that day that made us think, like, we should do this. It was more her. She's like, that would be so fun, like dressing up and whatever. So, and it just went from there. I asked Meredith a couple questions, and I got my paperwork in like that week. And I encourage everyone, if you're seriously thinking that this is a good opportunity for you, to get your paperwork in. Think about the details later. You have 6 weeks to think about, make sure that you're going to get your funds in order. Think about if you're going to do racks, or if you're going to do pop-ups or parties or whatever you want to do, but focus on because this is your business, you can do it your way. You don't have to do it my way. You don't have to do it Meredith's way. If you want to do all online sales, you can do that. If you want to have people come into your home and have a little boutique, you can do that. Whatever you feel comfortable, because it is all you. Right? Another thing people ask about too is the LuLaRoe, I guess you would say, if you're looking at putting a room together, do you have to have the space for it? Can you take it? Don't do that to me. Sorry. If you want to get the racks and the hangers and do the room, that again is completely up to you. My husband encouraged me. He was trying to get me to not do it. He's like, if you can lay this stuff on the floor and take pictures of it, and people are going to buy it because they want it. It's that simple. And it's amazing. Like, every corner, I am running into people constantly that I had no clue are loving these clothes. So, like I said, you don't really want to wait the 6 weeks to get your paperwork. Not even the 6 weeks, but wait until you know all the information, like 100%. Because once you get your paperwork in, then you're on the waiting list. You're going to wait 6 weeks. And if for some reason that they call you at that 6 weeks, you can ask for an extension. I did. I wish I hadn't now. Like, I totally wish I just would have said, like, I'm ready. I said, I need 2 more weeks. And so we could already have our stuff right now if I didn't do that. I don't even want to think about it anymore. So yeah, I definitely encourage you to just get your paperwork in, and then we will worry about the training and all the information, everything, and after. And we're going to have a ton of fun. Tons. Right, Meredith? Okay. Meredith, I'm going to kick it back to you if you have some more stuff, and then we're going to open it up for questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Nina. I really appreciate you giving some insight on how to grow the business. There was a couple other things I wanted to mention, and I'm not sure. One of these things I kind of mentioned, but I want to make sure you understand. There's two different ways to get paid in this business. The easiest way to get paid in this business is to sell your clothes. You're going to make money instantly. So I think I mentioned that. But the second way to make money in this business is to bring people onto your team. So you can do one or the other. I highly encourage you to do both. You will probably end up doing both by default, but we all know that you're going to sell your clothes. And on that note, I want you to understand that you will not fail at this business. You will not. Number one, because you have a sponsor who is on our team who is absolutely amazing, who is not going to let you fail. Number two, we're going to make sure that you believe in yourself, that you're encouraged, and that you have everything you need to be successful at this business. But let's say, for instance, it just something doesn't work out and you're just not going to make this happen. It's okay, because we're going to make sure that you don't fail, that you don't lose money in this business. So as much as I hate to say it, and out of 60 people on my team, I have not had a single person who has failed at this business, but we can help you if for some reason it ends up just not being right. And like I'm telling you, there's not a single person so far that has quit or has failed in this business, because we have been able to coach our teams to success and make sure that everybody is successful. So just understand that I know it seems like a big investment and you're thinking, well, what if it doesn't work? Well, just get that mind trash out of your head, because that's all it is mind trash. You have to believe in yourself, and you're on this call. So that leads me to believe that you have something in you that's going to make you successful. We just have to figure out what that is. So just understand that you will not fail. One other thing before we flip it over to questions is taxes. A lot of people ask about taxes. You do not need a business license to start this business, just like any other direct sales business. The thing that is amazing about LuLaRoe is, as long as you are running your sales through Audrey, which is our back office system, it's called Audrey. You'll learn in this business that everything has a human name, including our back office system goes by Audrey. And if you run your sales through Audrey, the company takes care of the sales tax for you. They pay it to the state on your behalf. So that's it. You run the transactions through Audrey, and you don't have to worry about paying your own sales tax or anything like that. Now, a lot of people ask me, should I create an LLC or, that kind of thing? I highly recommend you talk to your tax accountant, depending on your family situation, financially, depending on where you live. There's a lot of factors that could go into that, but it's totally up to you if you want to create this as a business entity, or if you just want to run it as a personal thing. But I do highly recommend you at least reach out for some free guidance from a CPA to kind of see what they recommend. And of course, we can talk to you one-on-one, but we are no expert when it comes to that. But the most important thing is that LuLaRoe pays those sales taxes for you. So that's the tax part that you don't have to worry about. So that being said, those are all the most common questions. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody. So if you have some background noise, either tell them to be quiet or mute yourself if you want to just continue to listen. But I'm going to unmute everybody, and we are going to open it up for questions. So Nina and I are here. We want to know what questions you have. So don't be afraid. We know you probably have some. But let me know what they are. So who has a question?
Somebody's got to have a question.
How does the upline work?
Say
Marcy.
that again, Marcy?
Yes. How does your upline work? To get people like us coming in, wanting to be a part of this, and talking to Tina and Nina. I'm sorry. And how does that work? How can we build it where we're doing this? And if we sign up and Nina will be the one that we're signing up under, correct? And then after that, if Nina gets someone else to sign up, do we sign up under us, or how does that, or is it only if we go and we see somebody?
Okay, I can talk to that a little bit. So the way it works is you have a consistent upline all the way up to the very first consultant. So if you sign up on Nina's team, you're also on my team, you're also on my sponsor's team, all the way up, but your direct sponsor would be Nina. And I would be what we kind of consider your grandma sponsor. And then you would have your great grandma sponsor all the way up. But when you physically talk to somebody about joining the business, then they become on your team. Now, if Nina talks to somebody else, that person is also going to be on Nina's team. So, recommend that if you're really focusing on building a team, we have some certain numbers that you would build your personal team to. And then you start to kind of help grow the teams below you. But that's a whole complicated thing that you wouldn't necessarily need to worry about as a beginner. But if you had somebody that was interested in joining, they could join your team, and even though you might be new, it's okay because you have the uplines to help you. So let's say Nina is relatively new in this business, but she's got some amazing experience over the last 6 years. She's going to be able to help you with almost everything that you need. If she comes across something that she can't help with, she's going to come to me and say, hey, Marcy needed help with this. Can you help me? And the answer is absolutely. So we all work together. That's part of the reason we're doing this call together, is because we're all here to help each other, and we're all here to help each other grow. Any other questions? That was a great question.
I have another one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, ask away.
Is there a certain percentage of merchandise you have to purchase once you get started, after you buy into your initial package?
That's a great question. There is a 33-piece minimum. When you place an order, it's a 33-piece minimum, and they ask that you place one order per month to stay active in the business. A 33-piece order is going to range you anywhere from probably $600 if you buy the least expensive stuff, up to probably $1,500-ish if you're buying more expensive items. Each item has a wholesale cost, and we purchase it at wholesale cost. This is kind of not your question, but I didn't really get to talk about the culture of LuLaRoe. But LuLaRoe actually also gives you a 5% discount on the wholesale cost. And the reason they do that is to encourage you to give back. So they want you to do giveaways. They want you to give people free clothes. They want you to share the LuLaRoe love, and they do that. They encourage you to do that by offering that 5% discount. So you even have some extra wiggle room where you can do giveaways and things like that without it completely coming out of your pocket. Now, depending on your giveaway, that 5% may not completely cover it, but I promise no matter what giveaway you do, you're going to get more out of it by doing that giveaway. So you've got to give to receive.
Because of the giveaways.
Yes, absolutely. And that's probably how you met your sponsor, is because of a giveaway, and you got added to the page. But we also encourage, there's been many times that I've just mailed leggings to people that I know are having a bad day. You mail them a pair of leggings. Those leggings don't cost us very much, and they do a lot more for your business by the word of mouth and the positive feedback that you get. So the company has a great philosophy around positivity, and that kind of hits on that 5%.
I also wanted to add quick on the ordering part. You're going to end up ordering anyways because you want to, and because people are going to be buying your clothes, so you're going to have to replenish. Well, we haven't even gotten our inventory, and I've already placed 2 more orders on top of our initial. So I'm pretty excited that we will kind of have a rotation going. As soon as we sell some stuff this weekend, we're just going to keep on putting back into it until we have a few 100,000 pieces. We're going to need a bigger space. This room isn't big enough.
Any other questions?
Yeah, that.
Don't be so quiet. I know you have questions.
I know people've got questions. They're just waiting.
I should have wrote mine down. I just had one, and then I sort of listened, and now I forgot what I was going to ask you.
That's okay, Raylan. You can always ask the person who invited you to this call these questions privately. I'm going to encourage you to, as soon as we end this recording, to reach back out to the person who invited you to this call and let them know what you thought about it. So if you were talking to them through text message, through private message, or through a phone call, as soon as we're done here, I need you to reach back out to that person. And, if you listen to this call and you said, you know what, that's not for me, that's okay. I need you to tell the person that invited you that, so that they know, because otherwise they're going to keep bugging you and keep reaching out to you, and you're going to be ignoring them or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm guessing that majority of you are probably like, hey, this sounds pretty legit and I'm really kind of interested. You especially need to reach out to the person who invited you, because they're going to be your sponsor and they're going to be there every step of the way, and they're going to be excited to share in this excitement with you. And they also can share the paperwork with you. And like Nina said, there is no reason to wait. If you're not sure that you're going to be able to get the money together, or you're not sure that you're going to have the space for this, we'll figure all that out later. But get yourself in line, because you do not want to wait 2 weeks and then have to wait 6 more. If you're serious about this business, you need to get your paperwork in, because then we can help you the rest of the way. We have some loan options that we can provide you. We are not affiliated with them, so we have no guarantees that it's going to work for you. But we can also talk to you about some other options and some different ways that people on our team have made it work.
Okay, I do have a question.
Okay.
You do a lot of your sales on Facebook. So it's people that don't necessarily live in your neighborhood or within driving distance to come pick the stuff up.
Yes.
So you send a lot of the stuff through the mail. Does the 5% discount help cover the cost of sending things in the mail? Because that's not cheap either.
No, not at all. I personally charge my customers shipping. Now, there are a lot of consultants that offer free shipping, or that offer free shipping over $100 or whatever that may be. I personally don't do that, because if they spend $100, a lot of times you're going to have to upgrade the shipping. So you're going to have to put them in a box instead of a mailing envelope. The amazing thing is that we have priority mail in the United States. So priority mail, they have some flat rate options. So we use padded flat rate envelopes. I've got one right here. So this is a priority mail. These envelopes are free from the Postal Service, and you just pay when you use them. So right now I do shipping a lot, and I charge $6 no matter what the person orders. If they order one thing or they order 10 things, it's $6. Majority of the stuff will fit in this envelope. If they order 4 or 5 things, it's not going to fit in the envelope, so you've got to upgrade it. The next size box is about $11.50 or $11.80, and I just pay that difference, because at that point they're spending, they're buying 4 or 5 items, so they're spending a nice little bit of money with us.
Right.
That 5% doesn't really cover the shipping cost, because I charge the customer that shipping cost.
Okay, you do charge for that. Okay.
Yes, so I do charge for that, and I would recommend that you all do the same, because I want to say that my highest shipping spend for the month has been close to $5,000 in shipping costs. So if I was offering that for free, that's $5,000 less that I would have. And that was a great month. That was a huge month. I would say my shipping costs average probably $2,500 to $3,000. And who wants to give up that kind of money? That's
Right.
just money in your pocket that you're spending out and not being compensated for. So definitely turn that back to the customer.
Now, the way that you pay the Audrey that you were talking about, does that have anything to do with PayPal?
It doesn't. We
It
actually
doesn't.
don't
It's totally its own thing.
Yeah, it's its own separate entity, and we actually don't really recommend using PayPal because PayPal acts in favor of the customer, not the supplier or the vendor or whatever you want to refer to us as. But you could charge somebody something through PayPal, mail it out to them. They could dispute it. PayPal's going to take the money back from you, and they've already got their stuff. And PayPal's not even going to hear your side of the story. They're just going to do what's right by the customer. So we don't really recommend PayPal, but Audrey is its own separate system, and they are doing a lot of technological advances to make that system even better. But it operates similar to a Square, where you can put in their card information. There's not actually a swipe option yet, but if Audrey does go down, we recommend having Square as a backup. But the Audrey system is pretty reliable and doesn't have too many problems. So I highly recommend using the Audrey system to process payments. And again, we have training videos and different things that we go through to make sure that you understand how to use those things before you get started.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. Anybody else have questions?
With our sponsor being in another state, is that going to make it harder?
No. I don't see any issue in your sponsor not being local. I have people in my team, and I'm in Florida. I'm in Tampa, Florida, or Tampa Bay area. I have people on my team in California, in New Jersey, in Texas. I've got people all over. One of the amazing things is technology, just like what we're doing right now. Our team does webinars just like we're doing right now every Wednesday night. So no matter where you are, you can be a part of our team trainings. We can also do these type of videos to help show you different things and train you individually one-on-one. So this Zoom training has a screen sharing option where we can share the screen with you and we can help you through that. Other than we can't show up at your launch party, which we would love to be able to do,
Well,
that's
that's
not
I want
a big issue.
to chime in on that one.
Absolutely.
I do actually do a lot of traveling with my business. So once or twice a year, I would travel around and see the people on my teams and stuff like that. So that is something that is definitely an option. So don't, Meredith is 100% right about the technology. I love Zoom. I utilize this app all the time, but you will in your lifetime get to see me face to face. I will come and meet you face to face. Like that is definitely what I do.
Yeah, she takes her family of what, 7 in an RV?
Family of 7 and we have a big RV and we love to travel. So
where did you say you live, Nina?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, you are in Florida. Okay.
Yes.
She's actually in Riverview, right near us, Raylan.
Oh, okay. Okay. I missed that at the beginning.
That's okay.
I don't think I said that. I might have missed that.
Yeah, she might have said that. Any other questions?
I don't. I'm sure that once I get off the phone, I'll have like 100. So
Yeah, you'll think of 12. And we all know that happens. Just like when you leave the doctor's office or you leave the car dealership, you think of all the things you should have said. Write those things down and reach out to the person who invited you to this call. So if you can all promise me, pinky promise, everybody put their pinkies up, pinky promise that we're going to hang up this call here shortly if there's no more questions, and you are going to reach out to the person who invited you and you're going to say, I thought the webinar was blank.
Amazing.
Yes. So if you thought it was amazing, if you thought it was terrible, if you wanted it to be different, I need you to reach out to the person who invited you immediately. Like I'm talking within the next half hour. You need to reach out to that person and say, hey, I listened in on the webinar. Here's what I learned. Here's what I thought about it. And here's how you can help me. So if you can all promise to do that, because we want to be a part of your success. We want to help you build your business. And just like I said, you cannot fail. we will not let you fail. And part of my motivation is seeing girls on our team, women and men. I don't have any men yet, but there are men in LuLaRoe. But I don't have any men as direct consultants. But we want to see you be successful, and we are passionate about that. So if nobody has any other questions, then we're going to go ahead and call this thing a wrap. Please make sure you write down questions and reach out to your sponsor. Oh, Stephanie has a question. Hey, Stephanie.
Meredith, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. You had mentioned something about there are other loan options that LuLaRoe does not, I guess, endorse.
Yes.
And what would those be?
Absolutely. LuLaRoe does not endorse any loan option. So just understand that. They, when you onboard, you've got to have the money. But there are a couple of different things. I personally used Advant.com. It's A as in Apple, V as in Victor, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom.com. And I applied for a loan there. I do not have killer credit. It's not terrible, but it's not killer. And I was able to get a loan. Now, I have referred other people to them. Some have gotten a loan and some haven't. So I'm not really sure what their criteria was, but it was a high interest loan. It was somewhere close to 28 or 30%. But when you pay off a small loan in 3 months, you're paying very little in interest. So it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not like you're buying your house at a 30% interest rate. The other option is going to be credit cards. A lot of times you can apply for credit cards. If you don't have great credit, then you're going to end up with one with a high interest rate. And that's not the end of the world, because we can help you get it paid off quickly. And then the other option, that I kind of tell people is, find somebody in your family or your friends or, somebody that you can trust, that they trust you. Talk to them about your business plan. And if you don't really know what your business plan is, let us help you. And, see if you can borrow the money, and pay them back with some interest. So there are definitely some options. I also know of some people that have worked their butt off. Maybe they're a server and they work double overtime for the next 6 weeks so that they can earn that money. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. But the one loan option that I know of personally is Advant.com. And again, it's not endorsed by me or endorsed by LuLaRoe, but it's just an option that I know of. So,
Meredith, I'm going to chime in on you really quick.
Yes, Kendall.
Hey, so I actually onboarded July 12th, and I can tell you that I got a credit card for like about a $10,000 limit, and honestly, I've almost paid back my whole initial investment. So that $5,100, I've almost got that completely paid off, and that's just starting sales August 1st. So it is doable. You guys can get it done. My mom went in with me on the credit card, so it was a little bit easier to get a card. But if you don't have that same option, just save it up, because I know I've encountered a lot of people who haven't had the money right away, or they only have the money for the initial. So I promise you, you can make that money back. You just have to be willing to invest it, and you have to be willing to put in the hard work, because it's a lot of fun, but it is a lot of hard work, but it's totally worth it. It completely pays off in the end, because I have made so many people happy, and they have reached out to me and told me that. Like, I had one lady from Canada who a lot of consultants aren't willing to work with her on selling her stuff, so I actually used PayPal for her, and she's referred me to a ton of her friends just because I was willing to work with her. So keep your business up, and if you're really interested in doing this, like, reach out to Meredith, reach out to the person who has told you about this, because they will be willing to help you work through anything. So that's what I want to show to my customers, and that's what we want to show to you guys as well. So, yeah, sorry, just had to chime in really quick.
Yeah, Kendall, that's fantastic. I had no idea. And for those of you that don't know, Kendall is also on our team. So she is a consultant. And she is doing fantastic things with her business. So that's also an option. Find somebody that can co-sign on a loan or a credit card with you. And that way you maybe don't necessarily have to borrow the money from that person, but they can help, get that going for you. And so in less than a month, she's got that loan almost paid off. So that is absolutely fantastic and definitely something that you can do as well. So thanks for sharing, Kendall.
You're
All
very
right, so we're going to call that a wrap because I don't think anybody else has any questions. So remember your pinky promise that you're going to reach out to the person who invited you to this call within the next half hour and let them know what you thought. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me personally. And I hope you all have a great night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, do we talk to you now, Nina?
I'll send you a different link to talk.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Have a great night.
You too. Good night.
Bye.